If you think of a toughest animal on earth, what animal would come in your mind? Would it be the mighty elephant, nature's heavyweight lifter? Or the rhinoceros beetle that can lift 850 times its own weight? Or maybe the dung beetle, yes, the dung pusher that can move 1140 times its own weight like it's nothing. Or what about the cockroach, the creepy little survivor that can live for over a week without its head? But the toughest animal of them all is an 8-legged, potato-looking, strange creature called the tardigrade. This weird little thing, also known as the water bear, loves to live in water. And its body, looks like it's wrapped in rubber or leather. The name might sound soft, but this animal is nearly indestructible. Tardigrades have been living on Earth for over 500 million years. That is 260 million years before the dinosaurs even existed. And while the mighty dinosaurs have been wiped out by an asteroid impact, yet the tardigrades survived. They survived everything nature threw at them, like asteroid impacts, gamma ray bursts, supernovas, and supervolcanoes. Tardigrades are so insanely tough that they can survive pressures deeper than the bottom of the Mariana Trench, the deepest place in the entire ocean. The pressure in the Mariana Trench is so unimaginably intense, it's like having 100 elephants, each weighing 6 tons, stacked on top of each other, putting their full weight on your body. And not just once, but every square inch of your body feels the weight of 100 elephants. Even half of that pressure can kill bacteria and most of the animals. But somehow the crazy thing is that some species of tardigrades can survive 6 times more pressure than that. Now consider this, the coldest place on Earth is Antarctica, where temperature drops below minus 94 degrees centigrade. But tardigrades, they can survive below minus 200 degrees centigrade. If this is not wild enough, for a short period of time, they can even handle heat up to 151 degrees centigrade, which is way hotter than the boiling water. The most interesting thing is that tardigrades are the only species that can survive for days in the vacuum of space. Just imagine humans can survive barely 20 seconds in the vacuum of space. But in 2007, when these animals were sent out there, exposed to the vacuum of space and radiation for 10 straight days, not did they only survive, but once they were brought back, they gave birth to healthy offsprings. Researchers believe that tardigrades can handle this kind of extreme radiation for 2 big reasons. First, they have the ability to minimize DNA damage. And second, even if some DNA damage does happen, they are incredibly good at repairing it. Besides that, in October 2020, a team of researchers in Indian Institute of Science in Bangalore discovered a species of tardigrade that protects itself from a lethal blast of ultraviolet radiation. What this species of tardigrade does is extraordinary. It forms a protective shield around itself. This shield first absorbs the deadly ultraviolet radiation, and after that it emits this radiation by converting it into harmless blue light. Now, here is the important part. Whenever a tardigrade faces a tough situation, it pulls off a strange but brilliant trick. It shrinks itself and curls up into a ball, a state known as stun. In this ton state, it expels almost all the water from its body, a process known as cryptobiosis. During cryptobiosis, a tardigrade's metabolism drops to just 0.01%, making it look completely lifeless. In this near-death state, it can live for over 30 years. What is even more fascinating is that a tardigrade uses different cryptobiosis in different tough situations. For example, if it does not find any water, it switches to a process called anhydrobiosis. In this process, it goes into a ton state and turns into a dry ball. In this form, it can live without any water for many years. And after many years, if it finds some water, it begins to come back to life, returning to its normal state within just a few hours. Similarly, if water around them becomes dangerously salty, they switches to a process called osmobiosis. And in extreme cold, they use cryobiosis, during which they release special chemicals inside their cells which protect them from freezing cold. The thing to note here is that tardigrades also have a unique protein called TDPs, which stands for a complicated name called tardigrade specific intrinsically disorder protein. TDPs help protect their cells by forming a glass-like shield around their cells. This shield helps keep their cells and important parts safe during extreme conditions like drying, high pressure, and in severe temperatures. Tardigrades are found in every continent, from the icy grip of Antarctica to blazing deserts, ocean depths, mountain tops, and dense jungles. Not only in extreme places, they are also found in the most ordinary spots like parking lots, stone walls, and in trees. Now you might be wondering, if they are literally everywhere, why haven't we ever noticed them? Actually, you might have never looked carefully enough. Even if you did, there is a good chance you didn't realize what you were seeing. After all, they are just 0.5 millimeters small, technically visible to the naked eye, but to truly recognize them, you would need a magnifying glass or maybe a microscope. Now another question might come in your mind, that if tardigrades are such tough creatures, then how do they even die? Well, tardigrades can survive many tough situations by going in a ton state and using other defenses, but they can also be easily killed. For example, they can survive the crushing pressure deep underwater, which is the hydrostatic pressure. But if you step on one with your shoes, that is a completely different kind of pressure called the mechanical pressure, and it will kill it right there. Similarly, they also have natural predators like nematodes, mites, and spiders. And yes, some tardigrades even hunt their own kind. And if it's not a predator, things like fire and some chemicals can also kill them. Despite all of that, tardigrades are the only species that have learned to survive the brutal extremes, something that no other life form has ever achieved. And because of their incredible resilience, they could very well be the first animals to send to other planets where they would not just survive but to truly thrive. If this video worth your time, please subscribe this channel. I am Saif Shawani. See you in the next video.